Another achievement of Yeong Jo was Kyeonyeok-bub, and this law was promulgated in 1750 in the 26th reign of Yeong Jo. After Lim Jinwei ran, as O Kunyang was established, most adult males had to pay 2 kunpos per year, instead of doing their military service. However, as people in the young band class were exempted from paying kunpo, most of the people needed to pay kunpo more than stipulated by the law. In particular, many people were forced to pay kunpo for their neighbors or relatives, who had escaped to avoid heavy taxes. Even kunpo was imposed on young children and people who were already dead. Numerous people in the country suffered from the negative effects caused by kunpo. To make it worse, a significant amount of kunpo levied from the people was embezzled by the local government officials. Finally, in 1750, Kyeonyeok-bub was put into effect, and the number of kunpo that people had to pay a year reduced from 2 to 1. Before implementing the law, Yeong Jo went out to listen to unfiltered public opinions of the people. Despite his efforts to ease people's tax burdens, it did not have significant effects on reducing taxes. Although the number of kunpo the people needed to pay decreased, they had to pay more rice as tax, and due to the implementation of Kyeonyeok-bub, many landlords were required to pay tax to the government. Hence, they levied more tax from the peasants. Decisively, as people belonging to the Yonban class were still exempted from paying kunpo, Kyeonyeok-bub could not be a fundamental solution to cope with this matter. Apart from Tang Pyeongchek and Kyeonyeok-bub, he made remarkable accomplishments in social, military, and cultural areas. He prohibited cruel punishments to respect the people's human rights, and Shinmungo was reintroduced by him. He also prohibited extravagance and alcohol, and encouraged agriculture. He made a lot of efforts to strengthen the national defense power. As he himself loved to study, many books were written by him, and printing was improved. As a result, it allowed many people to read books. In spite of some handicaps that he had, such as his mother's status and the sudden death of his older half-brother, Yeong Jo, he was the king who had affection for the people. When thinking of him, the first thing that may come to contemporary people's mind would be the miserable death of Sado Saejar, but his great achievements can far outweigh the death of his son. He was on the throne for about 52 years, which was the longest period, and he passed away in 1776 at 81 years old.
안녕하십니까, 잉코스토리입니다. 구독과 좋아요 부탁드리고요. 구독하시면 더 많은 잉코스토리 영상들을 보실 수 있습니다. 감사합니다. 안녕하십니까, 잉코스토리입니다. 구독과 좋아요 부탁드리고요. 구독하시면 더 많은 잉코스토리 영상들을 보실 수 있습니다. 감사합니다.